The waves were rough that afternoon, the kind of choppy rhythm that made families gather their belongings and move further back from the shoreline. But Daniel didn't notice the crowd retreating. His eyes were locked on his daughter, Emily, who was splashing happily in the shallow water, her laughter carried on the wind like music he never wanted to lose. For a single dad, moments like these were treasures. Money was tight, work hours were long, but Emily's smile that was priceless. Suddenly, a frantic cry cut through the air. Help! Somebody please! Daniel's head snapped toward the deeper side of the beach. A man in his 40s was thrashing in the water, his arms flailing wildly before slipping beneath the surface. Daniel didn't hesitate. He shouted for Emily to stay put, then sprinted, diving into the waves with the strength and instinct of a father who knew what it meant to protect life at any cost. The water was cold and unforgiving. Each stroke burned his muscles, but Daniel pushed harder until he reached the sinking man. Wrapping his arm firmly around the stranger's chest, he kicked furiously toward shore. The man was heavier than he looked, dead weight in the water, but Daniel gritted his teeth and fought the current. When they finally stumbled onto the sand, Daniel collapsed beside the stranger, coughing up salt water. A lifeguard rushed over, performing CPR until the man sputtered and gasped back to life. A crowd had gathered, whispering in awe. Daniel glanced back. Emily was running toward him, her little arms outstretched. She threw herself against his chest, trembling. "Daddy, you scared me," she cried. "I thought I was going to lose you." Her words pierced deeper than the icy water ever could. Daniel hugged her tight, whispering, "I'm here, baby. I'm not going anywhere." The man he pulled from the sea sat up, breathing heavily. He had sharp features, now pale and shaken, but his eyes burned with recognition as he studied Daniel. A tall woman rushed over, clearly security or staff, her voice trembling, "Sir, thank God you're safe." Daniel blinked in confusion until he heard the whispers. "That's Richard Hale, the billionaire CEO. Owns half the companies downtown." Richard coughed, struggling to his feet with the help of his aide, but his gaze never left Daniel. You saved my life," he said hoarsely. "You don't know what that means." Daniel shrugged, still clutching Emily. "Anyone would be done the same." But Richard shook his head. "No. Not anyone. You risked your life for a stranger." His voice cracked as if he hadn't spoken from the heart in a long time. "And I heard what your daughter said. That fear, it's the same fear my own children carry every time I miss another birthday, another school play. Today, I saw what really matters." The crowd quieted. For once, the powerful CEO didn't look untouchable. He looked human, vulnerable, grateful. Emily, still wide-eyed, tilted her head. "You're not going to scare your kids again, right?" she asked softly. Richard's lips trembled. He knelt down, meeting her at eye level. "No, sweetheart," he whispered. "I promise you I won't." Daniel felt the weight of the moment sink in. A man who had everything, wealth, power, status, was humbled by the words of a little girl who only wanted her dad safe. The sun was dipping lower now, painting the waves in gold. As the tide rolled gently toward their feet, two fathers, one who had nearly lost his life, and one who had nearly lost his daughter's trust, stood side by side, bound by the raw reminder of what truly mattered. And for the first time in a long time, Richard Hale smiled.